Hello and welcome to Zootastic. I'm Mark and I'm absolutely thrilled to take you on another journey into the fascinating world of our amazing animal residents today. And today we're leaving the vibrant rainforests and heading into a world of incredible plumage, unique mating rituals and impressive adaptability right here with us at the Allwetterzoo Muenster in Germany. Hold on tight, it's going to be feathered, it's going to be dramatic and definitely a master of the lack. And we're talking about the Ruff. Yep, you heard that right, the Ruff. Well, the name sounds like a valiant warrior, and that it is, at least when it comes to choosing a mate. But what exactly makes this wading bird so special and its courtship rituals so spectacular? Well, let's take a closer look, and you need a close look because there's a second kind of bird living there. We will visit in another video, but you have to really look closely to know which is which. And I tried my very best for this video. But the Ruff we're talking about today, scientifically known as Calidris pugnix, is a truly extraordinary bird. And the most striking feature, especially in males during the breeding season, is their magnificent collar of feathers and their ear tufts. And these feather collars come in an incredible variety of colors and patterns, from glossy black to reddish brown, white, striped or mottled. No two males are alike, making them a colorful kaleidoscope. And their body is slender with long legs and a medium-length beak, perfectly adapted to life in wetlands. Outside the breeding season, both sexes are rather plain brown, but during the breeding season, the males transform into true birds of paradise. Isn't it ingenious how nature creates such forms and colors? These fascinating birds are migratory and true world travelers. They breed mainly in the Arctic and subarctic regions of northern Europe and Asia, from Scandinavia to Siberia. For winter, they travel in huge flocks to warmer climes, mostly to sub-Saharan Africa or southern parts of Asia. And this means they cover thousands of kilometers every year. They prefer wetlands such as moors, marshes, wet meadows and floodplains where they can search for food. There, they wade through the mud and shallow water, probing for insects and their larvae. Imagine them strutting on their long legs, pushing their beaks into the ground. That's a real spectacle of foraging. But how exactly does this famous courtship display work, which gives them their name? Well, this is one of the most fascinating characteristics of the Ruff. The name Ruff refers to the unique courtship behavior of the males. They gather at special display grounds called leks. There, they show off their magnificent feather collars and try to impress the females with mock fights and ritualistic displays. And these are not real fights to the death, but rather choreographed duels where they bump into each other, puff up their ruffs, and jump to appear larger and more imposing. Some males are territorial and defend a small area on the lek, while others are satellite males who stay around the territorial males and try to benefit from their attractiveness. And there's even a third, rarer form of male, the so-called fader, who looks like females and try to sneak unnoticed near the females. And this complex courtship behavior is unique in the bird world and fascinating to observe. It's an incredible example of diverse reproductive strategies. And isn't that incredibly clever and efficient? And a truly super interesting fact about the Ruff is the role of the females. The females, who are significantly smaller and plainer and do not have a feather collar, visit the leks to evaluate the males. They choose their partner based on the quality of his display and his feather collar. After mating, the females leave the lek and alone take care of the nest, the incubation and the raising of the chicks. The males have no further role in parental care after mating. And this behavior is unusual for birds, where often both parents are involved in raising the young. And it shows a clear division of labor within the species. At the Allwetterzoo Muenster, you can admire these impressive birds in the wetland and pond facilities. They keep ruffs there, which give you an insight into their fascinating way of life. And what do these elegant birds actually eat? Well, the Ruff is an omnivore, but it prefers small invertebrates. Their diet consists mainly of insects, their larvae, worms, snails and small crustaceans, which they probe out of the mud and shallow water. And they use their beak like tweezers to extract prey from the soft substrate. And sometimes they also eat plant material such as seeds or small plant parts. At the Allwetter Zoo Muenster, the Ruffs naturally receive a diet specially tailored to their needs, consisting of special insect feed mixtures, crustaceans and pellets. And this not only keeps them healthy, but also mimics their natural diet as closely as possible. And they are truly specialized foragers in their ecosystem. Another fascinating characteristic of the Ruff is its migratory life cycle I mentioned earlier. Every year they undertake incredible migratory journeys that takes them across continents. And these journeys require enormous energy reserves and perfect orientation. They often fly in large flocks, which offers them protection from birds of prey, and they can facilitate navigation. And this annual migration is a marvel of nature and demonstrates their incredible endurance and adaptability. At the Allwetter Zoo Muenster, as I said, you can experience these impressive creatures up close, and they are a real highlight in the wading bird section. And visitors are often fascinated by their unique courtship behavior and elegant appearance. They are nimble, graceful, and at the same time so incredibly specific in their rituals that you simply can't look away. So spend some time in front of the enclosure, observe them probing in the water, how the males might stretch their necks or preen themselves, and how they simply exist and explore their surroundings. It's incredibly relaxing and it's fascinating at the same time to observe these lively birds. And every Ruff also has its own personality, and it's fun to discover their individual behaviors. And perhaps you'll even spot one of them curiously observing visitors or cleverly hiding under a rock. They are living proof of the incredible diversity and the necessity of species protection worldwide, especially for migratory birds and their habitats along migration routes. And they remind us how important it is to protect these fragile ecosystems so that such wonders of nature can be preserved. And your visit to the Allwetter Zoo Muenster helps ensure that such wonderful species can be protected and preserved. Every admission, every donation directly supports their efforts to secure these animals and their habitats. And who knows, maybe the Ruff will inspire some of you to learn more about the protection of wetlands and migratory birds. And that's it for today on Zootastic from the Allwetter Zoo Muenster in Germany. And I hope you enjoyed this little dive into the life of the Ruff. Wasn't it simply impressive in its elegance? I'm always fascinated by its adaptability and its importance for biodiversity. And I look forward to welcoming you again next time. See you soon and stay zootastically curious.